welcome back to the Brotherhood Gaming Podcast Show. You know the one, the awesome one. I'm your host, William Morris.
I'm your co-host, Eugene Morris.
Wow, a lot has been going on in the past week and weeks, or 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Yeah, we've been too busy to keep up with the podcast, but you know what? We're here, we're queer, and we're going to talk about some interesting stuff. And queer isn't strange. Don't look into that too serious. Mm-hmm. Okay, so the first topic is a bad one. It was one that we saw about a week ago at the end of Screw Attack's new death battle, which featured Darth Vader and Doctor Doom. And honestly, I cannot fathom the face palms that people were doing. Like the Earth had to have shook with the face palms that happened. We're now getting a rematch of Superman versus Goku, the death battle. It's been 2 years since the last one, and apparently Dragon Ball Z fans couldn't let it go. They whined and complained, and apparently, according to everything that we've heard, they've sent numerous emails, threats, and so on and such forth, and just couldn't let it go. So apparently this may, and again,
well, first off, Bill, let's stop right there. I'm a Dragon Ball Z fan.
I'm a Dragon Ball Z fan.
Don't lump me in the same category with these idiots. So just
yeah, like I grew up, like, honestly, there's nothing a diehard Dragon Ball Z fan out there can tell me that I don't already know. Because you want to know what? I grew up a Dragon Ball Z fan in its prime, okay? I was there from the start. I was there when we were watching it weekdays every day on Toonami, waiting for a new episode.
Well, the funny thing is that all these people who do all these complaining, they don't know anything about Dragon Ball Z either.
I know, right? It's like, they say some of the stupidest stuff. Like, it's like they're very contradictory. So, yeah, apparently it broke, not saying that this is exactly what happened, but something happened to the point where it broke Screw Attack down to the point that they felt they needed to redo the fight. Either for the sake of views, because it made a lot of money off of the views, or just because they wanted to shut the Dragon Ball Z fans up. So, that being said, when you look at the trailer for it, the first thing you see is New 52 Superman, who doesn't have 75 years worth of history backing him, but now instead he has 5. But still, he's pulled off some pretty incredible feats within those 5 years. And then you have Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan Goku debuting in this fight. So he's going to have his Super Saiyan God powers, but he's also going to have his Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan form from the new movie Return of F, or Revival of F, Resurrection of Frieza, which we have yet to see. So, yeah. I have not seen really any positive comments towards this video. And Screw Attack is milking it for all it's worth. Like, every day on my Facebook wall, I am seeing a new post. 7 days till the fight, 6 days for the fight, with a new screenshot, a new video backing it, with a whole new row of brand new comments on that picture that they post. And with these pictures, I'm getting there's 4 common comments that usually come up. One is complaining about why they're doing this. And it usually revolves around, like, they're just going to let Goku win just to shut up the Dragon Ball Z fans. Common one. Another one is, it's a lose-lose. If Goku wins, then everybody's going to look at this as a cop-out for Screw Attack, and it's not fair. Because they just did it to shut up the Dragon Ball Z fans, and it wasn't fairly accurate. And the other side of that is, if Superman wins, then it's only going to reignite that same fuel that started 2 years ago. And it's going to be back at max. And it's going to go ham. So it's a lose-lose. The only one who's going to win out of this is Screw Attack, because they're going to get all the views for it. And even then, they're still going to get threats, so it's kind of a double-edged sword. The third comment that I usually see is Dragon Ball Z fans openly admitting that Superman is still going to win, because no matter what Goku has done, it's still tame in comparison to the feats that Superman pulls off. Usually followed by some slander towards Superman's character, like, I still think Superman sucks and he's gay and all that stuff. Like, terrible things. And then the fourth one is like, I hope Goku wins. I'm upset at this fight because, yeah, I see it as a retreading the same ground, cop-out. Like, really? You had to do this again? Didn't we say everything we needed to say with the first one? Like, Gene's kind of been silent here this whole time, so he must be stewing on what he wants to say. So, by all means, go ahead. It's my turn to brood and think.
All right. This, from my point of view, this whole thing is it's a real douchebag thing that Screw Attack is doing. And as a matter of fact, I'll be very honest with you, Will. First of all, this is the last time I'm ever going to talk about this. I don't want to discuss this ever again. And I'm pretty much done with Screw Attack. Basically, they know what they're doing. They are banking on this. They're encouraging and flaming fanboy wars and fanboy battles so they can monetarily capitalize on it. They knew what they were doing. They knew that that Dragon Ball's Goku versus Superman was their most highest watched program. So they decided to do it again, and they're just feeding into the hate. They're flaming. They're encouraging the hate. You know, it's not it's something. It's kind of like, it kind of reminds me of like what scalpers are doing. Like, it's not illegal what they're doing, not by any chance, but it's still a douchebag thing that they're doing. Kind of a scumbag thing, because they are they're using this to promote themselves. They're using this to get money and attention for themselves. But people like you are the ones that have to feel the brunt of it. First off, it is pretty obvious to me that Goku's going to win this fight. This trailer is going to debut at SGC.
No, this fight's going to debut at SGC. The trailer's already out.
Whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about. This thing's going to debut at SGC. And it's happening at a convention that's mostly gaming and anime, I would say. Also, there's going to be another thing they're promoting is there's going to be this big Dragon Ball Z like reunion. I believe it's going to be like a voice actors reunion.
Yeah, voice actors reunion where they bring back the cast.
Right. And during the promotion, all you see is them showcasing Goku's red hair, which is the Super Saiyan.
Yeah, in the new trailer, they showed him transforming the blue.
Could you screw over Superman any more in this fight? Could this be any more rigged in favor of Goku? And that's the point. They know, look, what's going to happen is that they're going to do this big fight. Goku's going to win. And then they're going to have a third fight, which will probably come out when Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice comes out. So again, promoting that. And I'm just done with it. I'm not going to give them my views anymore. I don't care. I really don't care about any of this. But I don't care about the actual fight. I care about one thing. And I care about the harassment that people like you are going to get from this, because for them to say that, oh, they're going to do this to shut these Dragon Ball Z fanboys up, that's not going to happen.
No.
These are the people who wanted Screw Attack to do Goku versus Superman.
Do it right.
They didn't get the result they wanted, and then they started bitching and complaining.
For 2 years.
And you know that if Goku had won, these people would have found every single Superman video that they could find just to talk shit. And not only that, since then, it's gotten so sad. Now, I'm not saying that all Dragon Ball Z fans are like this. Absolutely not. Matter of fact, I'll go on to say that the majority of Dragon Ball Z fans are normal people.
maybe half of them.
Anyway, well, like I said, it's these hardcore, take things way too seriously
elitist
Dragon
Ball Z nuts.
Like, you guys are making it really hard for me to like the show, because actually, you people are the reason why I don't read comments and don't go to forums, because I don't want to deal with this stupidity. First off, okay, This fight, on face value, doesn't make any sense. First off, okay, and we were there because we saw the movie,
Mm-hmm.
Dragon Ball Z Battle of Gods. In order for Goku to use
Super
the
Saiyan
Super
God.
Saiyan God mode, he needs 5 other Saiyans. 4 or 5. Is it 4 or
5.
5? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Because all right. To transfer their Saiyan power into Goku, so he could
Achieve this
this
level.
power. By the rules of Screw Attack, that should not be allowed. I'll give you an example. When Vegeta fought Shadow the Hedgehog, and they were listing down Vegeta's accomplishments, they mentioned that in Dragon Ball GT he could go Super Saiyan 4,
Mm-hmm.
but he couldn't do it on his own. He needed help from Bulma's machine in order to accomplish that. And so therefore he didn't have a Super Saiyan 4 form because that was cheating. Because that's outside interference. The rules for a Screw Attack fight is one-on-one, no previous knowledge, and no outside interference.
Now, the only way they could retcon this for this fight, and again, it only applies maybe because I haven't seen the new movie yet, is maybe if Goku can now achieve this form on his own, because apparently now Goku and Vegeta can do this Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan where they both can turn their hair blue for some reason. If they can now do it without outside interference, that's one thing. But to our knowledge, we don't know if it can yet.
This whole thing is so. These whole compare. All right, first of all, like I said, this was fun at first, but it's the fans, that fanboys, that really kind of just sucked all the fun out of it. Look, these characters, these fantasy characters, they're as strong or as weak as the writers make them out to be in accordance to the story that they're telling. What if Goku wins this fight, and then next month, and DC Comics, Action Comics, Superman has a new power where he can now destroy the planet by clapping his hands together. Well, that's a new power, so now we have to make another video where Superman uses this power. It doesn't matter. All right, these characters are constantly growing. They're constantly changing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's pointless, and it was so pathetic when this came out, watching all these response videos talking about how the fight was wrong, how the fight was poorly put together, and they're using all these examples, and it's like, you guys are just making up stuff or seeing things you want to see, and that you think Goku has. See, that's the point. You didn't want to see Goku versus Superman. You wanted to see what you think Goku is against what you think Superman is. And I saw people in videos say, "Well, I didn't see Superman do those things, so therefore he can't do them."
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, even though there's actual visual. There was one comment. Well, Goku can destroy planets. Superman can't do that. Okay, two things.
One, where is it proven or shown that Goku can do this? And two, we actually have visual evidence of Superman destroying planets with a sneeze.
Right.
Now, my problem was with that was the Dragon Ball Z fans. See, when I was younger, and I used to be a Dragon Ball Z elitist because at the time it was, come on, Dragon Ball Z was in its prime.
Yeah.
Like if you were in Dragon Ball Z, you were cool. You would say anything to make these characters out to be more powerful than they were. And Dragon Ball Z fans still do this. And I can attest to that because I used to be guilty of it too when I was younger. I would say Goku was capable of doing things that we had not physically seen him do.
Well, you don't want to see your favorite character lose.
You don't. Yet,
know.
it is easy to exaggerate. It is easy for even the characters on screen to exaggerate their powers. Vegeta, when he was fighting Goku on Earth, said that his Gallic gun was capable of destroying the Earth and he didn't care and he was going to use it. Well, exaggeration maybe, but if you think about it, would that be the wise thing to do, considering these guys can't breathe in space anyway? Would his Gallic gun be so powerful to destroy the planet that it would cost him his own survival?
I don't know.
I know, it's
maybe Akira Toriyama will come with a movie that has him showing that power.
Like
this whole thing is pointless.
It's exaggeration. You don't know. It can't be really properly gauged. And that's kind of the point, is the mistranslations. Who cares? There's no proper way to do any of this.
And that's what Screw Attack knows. And that's what they're banking on. And so
Yeah.
like that gives them an excuse to do 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 matches of Superman versus Goku, and these people will come out and they will and they will watch it. And it got so sad with Dragon Ball Z fanboys that they were actually attacking other videos. For example, it's the funniest thing. Last year when the Godzilla movie came out, there was this great Godzilla commercial where it has the words, "He can't be stopped." Godzilla in theaters, something. It was a great trailer. The big bangs and the music and the scenes of destruction. First comment, "Nuh-uh, Super Saiyan God Goku could stop him."
And I'm just like, wow, you guys are so desperate for a victory for Goku after that Superman defeat.
You're now attacking other creatures that have other
Nothing
powerful beings who have, what the hell does this have to do with Goku or Dragon Ball? This is a Godzilla commercial. and you're here talking like you're gonna find every video you can just to be annoying. And it's like, you know what? If Goku was real and he actually saw you behaving like this, do you actually think he'd be proud of you?
No.
Another thing too is that I love it how all these Dragon Ball Z fanboys think they're experts on Superman because they watch the animated series.
Yeah. Oh, I've seen the movies and I've seen the animated series, so that makes me an expert on Superman. I'm sorry, it does not.
Or I love the math that come up here. Well, it was proven in this manga here that, or proven here that in this comic book that Superman is only like 25,000 times stronger than a normal human being. While Goku's power level can give him up to a million trillion times power.
Okay, that in itself just shows how little. That in itself just shows how little you know about Dragon Ball Z. Because the reason why Akira even made the power levels was just to show how meaningless they would ultimately become by the flux these characters kept producing. So using these power levels for defenses already means you don't know what you're talking about. Because they don't mean anything.
Let me close my section out by saying this. Because I personally think we've already put too many minutes to this already. But I'll close this out by saying this. I don't care who wins this fight. I really don't. I don't care what Screw Attack says. I really don't. I don't give a shit. I'm sorry. I don't. I don't care about that. But the thing I care about though is the
harassment.
The harassment, because I know there's gonna be idiots who's gonna come after you or any other Superman fan talking shit, and that is annoying. And that's the problem I have with Screw Attack, is that they're encouraging this. They're banking on this. Like I said, it's to them that's all money and fun and games. But when you're someone like when you're actually getting bombarded with stuff like that, and you constantly get constantly getting hit with bad comments like that, it wears on you. It wears on you, especially for someone like you or who is constantly on things like Facebook, or hell, when you go to a YouTube and you see a bad comment, it annoys you. Now to hear all this shit coming in.
I can't go to a Superman video without seeing threads of Goku comments. Like, really? No, like every Superman video.
That's why I just stopped reading comments. I just enjoy the video and just...
Which is funny because you don't see this crap on Dragon Ball Z videos.
Well, to be honest, there has been Superman fanboys.
I'm sure there are.
Talk trash. And that's bad too.
But, yeah, I'm sure there are.
You know.
But I have not seen it to the rate that I've seen Dragon Ball Z fans go to Superman videos and start this stuff.
And what annoys me too is that Screw Attack could have done anything else. They could have done Goku versus Naruto.
They could have done anything.
If they wanted that. They could have done Superman versus Hulk. But they went back to this because it's a hot subject. They can flame some flames, get some promotion, and like I said, it's dumb. The Screw Attack things, they're not the end all be all. It's not like, listen, hey, the vast majority of Screw Attack death battles, my favorite character lost. Wonder Woman lost to Rogue. Cloud lost to Link. Mario lost to Sonic. Spider-Man lost to Batman. I'm sorry. Batman lost to Spider-Man. Excuse me.
He beat Captain America.
Still, I wasn't gonna go rage about it. I'm not gonna say, well, Screw Attack made the final word. I can no longer like Mario. I have to now like Sonic and acknowledge that Sonic's a better character. It's like, no, screw you. I'll like who the hell I want to like. This doesn't prove anything. It was just them capitalizing on fanboy hate.
Yep. People just
So
treat it like the end all be all because of how big it is. Because ScrewAttack is a big name, especially in the gaming industry, because it's a big website. It carries it. It's at every convention. It has huge panels. Everybody's heard of it. Like, so of course they're going to treat it like the end all be all because it's going to get the most.
they are not the
No, they're
final
not.
word. You and I could do something like this, and it'd be just as legitimate as they're doing. So look, you can go ahead and close this out. I'm done with this. I'm done with Screw Attack. I'm done with the whole thing.
I'm
I
sure
don't
it's
care about any of their stuff anymore.
I'm sure it's a
Whatever.
rigged fight. I'd be legitimately surprised if Superman won. I'll still be rooting for him anyway.
You go ahead and watch it because I just don't care.
Well, give us your opinions, guys. Tell us how stupid you think this whole thing is, and we'll be sure to socialize with you about it. See you on the next